Good evening, sim racing fans, and welcome to round 11 of the 2024 eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series. Field in the hands of the number 18 Toyota of Bobby Zalenski as we say, let's go racing at Nashville. Just one spot ahead of Keegan Leahy, a race winner from earlier this year, but again, Keegan also needing to find his way into the top 20. So another driver with a win would be an even further obstacle if you're the Leahy camp, as we're going to go 3 wide for the race lead. Zalenski a little bit slow that time off at 2. The bottom opens up. Tucker Minter's going to go to the inside, and we are 3 wide for the race lead in turn 4. Maybe a touch between the cars on the bottom, but Salas clears for P1.
It's difficult to keep up. You need to have at least somebody in line with you to give you that push. And right now, Honeycutt just doesn't have it, but he can finally get up, at least for the moment, in front of Bordeaux, or so we thought.
Caution somewhere behind the leaders. Everybody else okay, and there is a slow number 12 of Garrett Maines. And now we'll take a second look at what happened with Maines.
He's getting in the corner. You can see Jimmy Mullis right behind him and just to the bottom of him, and I think Maines didn't expect it. You know, let's get another look at it right here. So you can see Mullis carries a lot of speed into the corner. Maines running just about half a lane up. Mullis thinks he's committed to the top, and by the time that Mullis kind of charges it in there, Maines cuts down. Don't think the damage is going to be too bad. He'll definitely have some, but may still be enough that he'll be able to compete and perhaps be okay with, but didn't work out there for Garrett Maines. And trying to hold somebody else off is your race leader in Vicente Salas. Minter has looked awfully strong these last couple of laps, and you can see Salas having to react to that, trying to get out of the draft, do everything he can right now. So we stay green at the moment as Wilson now starting to struggle a little bit. And how about up to P9? Started back on row 20. How about it? Colin Bowden up into the top 10. What a great run that he's had, and I think kind of employing the same thing that we saw a little bit earlier out of Garrett Maines. He came down, he pit, he got a couple of tires. In fact, he only had a 4.5-second pit stop. But whatever Bowden has done, he is doing a tremendous job right now making up some spots. Again, row 20 up to the top 10 and 43 laps in this series. That is so much easier said than done. So Colin Bowden having a career run right now, and I don't know, maybe with the TV finally being off, I think this is the first time ever there's not hockey or baseball or basketball on in the background, and he's putting it to good use right now. He's focused, and he's up into 8th.
Volant and Bowen through on the bottom, a lot of contact that time as Zalenski came down on the 22 several times on the straightaway, and I think they might have touched again right there in the center of the corner. Why not 3 wide? Here goes Bowden to the inside.
I was about to say, I was surprised Bowden gave up the top, but right now the bottom is working for it. Pretty much anywhere is working for that 17 car right now. I know it says build submarines, but they have built a rocket here to bring to the Music City as he tries to send it in. It will be 3 wide. Gets just in front of Bobby Zalenski. You can see even Femi kind of reacting to it in the background. As again, Olaton Bowen, a driver that could use this run to really change the outlook of his season, was up into the top 3 earlier, but I think kind of later in the run, that car starting to fade on him a little bit. But not for Colin Bowden, up to P7, fastest car on the racetrack, doing that while having to make these passes in traffic. Colin Bowden is just on an unreal tear right now.
I'm not going to say that we got to throw all the flags out now, but Parker White has been caught by Tucker Minter. Last lap for White, 31.247, but it was a 31.075 for Minter. The 97 has been far better, and a pass for what may become the race win, I think, is not that far away.
Up in front of them, Minter's got a little bit of a run. He's going to peek down to the inside, and let's see how close White tries to race him right now. Not putting up much of a fight. Minter going to go down to the bottom. Does White try to cross him over? He may try to, but it's not going to work out. Parker White to the lead. Taylor Hurst now down to the pit lane. So this is the battle for second. It's just Keegan Leahy who has yet to make his stop.
And Leahy came over the radio, said he's coming in this time. So as Tucker Minter in the 97 has taken back the number 2 spot on track, Leahy will bow out of this strategy ploy. You jump on board with his Logitech car, not to get those Logitech blues confused between Leahy and Minter. That is Leahy down to pit road. Minter comes off at turn 4. He now takes over the race lead and is 13 laps away from a race win. Femi Olotun-Bosun and the 30 to Michael Cozy Jr. fighting for P5 and 6. Both of these cars on different strategies. Femi took 2 on pit road. Cozy took 4. And now you see the 4 tires for Cozy giving him the upper hand.
And again, both of these drivers, Olotun-Bosun needs these points to get close to the top 20, and Cozy could really use this to solidify his spot in the top 20. And some of these drivers, you got to think beyond the postseason that, yes, a win could definitely change their season. But you don't want to throw points entirely out the window. Once the playoffs start, you're still going to have 30 cars out here who aren't a part of them. As you can see, Taylor Hurst going on by. Again, he lost a ton of time staying out as long as he did. So a lap down and trying to get his way back on the lead lap, I'm sure, in these last couple of circuits.
We jump back up now towards the front of the field and see those continuous charges through the field. Kwame, in fact, just behind it. Watch it on. And that's Michael Cozy Jr. and Colin Bowden for P4.
Again, look to be a good call to get track position in those 2-tire efforts, but I think it's just a little bit too much to overcome that once we get a run that's long enough, if this continues to play out, 4 tires may indeed be the way to go, but not going to lose a ton. Again, Colin Bowden started last. If he has better track position, I think there's no doubt about it. He wins this race. His car has been that fast throughout the running of this race. So up front, Tucker Minter enjoys about a half-second lead. Keegan Leahy, the lap car, will probably go by him. This is a battle for position, though. Top 3, Vicente Salas, Michael Cozy Jr. Again, talked about a yellow could completely change the complexion of this race. We want to fight for third, but we talked about how points are very important for Cozy, not so much for Vicente Salas. So he can afford to be a little bit aggressive here as we get to the white flag. It's official, and it looks like we're going to be able to do that.
Oh, beating and banging to the line. White flag in the air. This race is official. Why not go 4 wide in a battle for third? Can these cars all make it around to the final time this race? Salas on the outside. Look on the bottom. Seth DeMerchant. 3 for 1. Bowden gets spit out of line. They're giving it everything they can for the third step on the podium, as out in front, Tucker Minter going back to the playoffs for a second year in a row. He wins at Nashville. This winning moment is brought to you by Coca-Cola, the official fan refreshment of eNASCAR. Tucker Minter with his 4th career win in the eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series. For a sophomore, that's not bad. That ties him with some of the names like Richard Towler, John Gorlinski, and others who have been able to capture 4 wins in their eNASCAR careers. And Minter will go back to the playoffs for a 2nd consecutive season.